Hi, how are you people? How are you? So today I'm going to show you how to make some geometric design patterns, and I'm mostly going to be working with the sphere or the ellipse, or what you call the circle tool here, and I'm going to work with effect and also distort and transform. Like I told you, if you don't have a flexible hand like me to draw by yourself, use the pen tool or the pencil tool, there are so many ways you can draw in Adobe Illustrator and create beautiful seamless repeat patterns that can be applied onto Ankara fabrics. So I'm going to show you some of these designs that I have here and how I created them. For example, let's start with this one. This is the same as this one. The only difference is on the color. So let's start with this one. So basically what you do, you select your um, you make sure right here you don't select any color, and then here I'm going to select black, and then I'll take my ellipse tool, create I have my perfect circle here. So once I have my perfect circle, I am going to click on effect at the top here, distort and transform, and then transform. So once you click transform, you will see this dialog box. With this dialog box, you can play around with it until you have the perfect shape that you want. For example, here, if I try, I'm going to first click preview so that as I'm changing, you can see what is happening. If on the horizontal here, I try to go up, you see this line is extending out of this square here, but I don't want that. I don't want it to become smaller. I want it to be on the same size at 100%. On the vertical, I can also increase. You see it's going up, but me, I don't want it to go outside the square, so I'll go down a bit, maybe 94, or even if I go down, you can see what is happening, so I will just end at 92. And so as I'm changing here, you can see what is happening here. Here, I'm not going to touch anything. And then I come to the angle here. Now I want to decide how much I want this to slightly move the angle. I want it to slightly move in an angle, but not too much. So maybe I can select 3 or 5 or 5, yes. Okay, because I want it to slightly move but not much, so 5 is okay. And then copies, I am going to select let me start with 90 copies. Right, so if, as you can see on the preview, I have this design here. I can select 90, I can select 75, maybe if I feel it's too much. It's up to me. I can select whichever color I want. And then this one, this angle, this, I can even increase it if I want to increase it. For example, let me try 10. And at 10, you see I have it's spiraling and spiraling more from 5 degrees. Now it's at 10 degrees. So I think I'm content with this one. I'm going to leave it as it is. So I have my I've created a geometric design pattern here. This is what you're seeing here. So this is the same as this one. If I want, I can change the colors like what we have here. So let me create another one, and so that I don't let me create another one, perfect circle, effect. And because I'm going to apply the same effect that I was working with, if I just say apply transform here, I'll have the exact effect here. Or not, if not, I'll just go straight to distort and transform, and then transform, and then I will have that dialog box and enter the figures that I want so that I can have this design here. So once I have this one, I want to try and color it as I did here. So this one, I'm going to change now this one from black, but I want to go on gradient here. I'm not going to, if I want to change it to one color, I can just change maybe and say pink or red. I can change the color, but I want it, if you look closely here on this one, there are like two colors, a pink and a yellow. So what I'm going to do on this one is I am going here under my color option. I'm going to click gradient. So once I click gradient, on the gradient, you will see this one here showing two colors. We have got white and we've got black, and if you look here closely, the design is starting from white and then it goes to the black color. So if you don't have this gradient or you don't see it, normally once you click the gradient to it, the gradient here, it will come here. If you don't see it, you go to Windows, and then you make sure that the gradient is clicked. In case you don't see it, it is ticked here. That is why I am seeing it here. So but on this one, like I said, I want to, so I will click on this one and select this color, magenta color, and then I'll click on this one. Once I click it, the swatch, I will see a swatch of colors here, and then I'll click the yellow color. So now I have my geometric design. It is in a different color now, different from this one. I can even play around and change these colors. If I feel maybe the yellow is too much, I want to reduce the yellow and have more pink, I can move this, right? You see, it is becoming more pink and there's only one stroke, one or two strokes of yellow, like this, like this. I can change and play around with this. It's up to me. It's my design. So there there you have it, guys. So this design here is the one similar to this one, right? The next one that I'm going to try and do is this one. How did I do this one? So for me to be able to do this one, let me take this one here. Let me remove this out of the way. So once you have your designs like this, you know the procedure to go to the next step. If you want to create a seamless repeat pattern, you just drag this and add it onto your, you just drag this and add it onto your swatch pattern. And then you can always add the background, you know, when you click make pattern. But for now, let me just show you the following design, which I said is this one. How did I create this one that you see here? So for me to create this one, again, like I said, today I'm going to be using the ellipse tool a lot. So I just created this, my perfect circle, right? So once I have my perfect circle, I am going to click on stroke here. So before I click on stroke, let me choose the color that I want, which is green in that previous design that you were seeing here. Green, okay. So once I have this one, I'll click here on stroke, and then I'm going to play around this stroke. I want it to be a little bit wider, so let me change it. 5, how is 5? All right, or maybe 9. Yeah, 9 is okay. And then here I'm going to make sure that this one is a smooth curve, round curve. And then here I will leave it as it is, and then this one I will align to see where do I want to align my design. Do I want it inside the rectangle? Do I want it as it was? Or I think I'm going to leave it as it was, like this. So after that, I'm going to click on where it says dashed line. So once it says dashed line, you will see these dots. If you don't see them, you can always click here or here. You will see the dashed lines as they are. So dash here, I'm going to leave it at 0, and then the gap, I want to try and increase it here. I've used 10. Let me see how 20 looks. It's too wide. I don't want a big gap, so maybe 10. So I think I'm going to leave it as it was, 10, right? But as you can see, as you increase here the gap between the circles and also the number of the circles that you are seeing, it will also be increasing. And then this one, just to show you how it works, if I say maybe 20, you see what is happening. But I don't want to combine these circles, I want them as they are, so I'm going to leave it as 0. And then I will come here where it says profile. What I want to do now, if you look closely at this design here, some of the circles are big, some of the circles are a little bit smaller. So what I will do to this one now, I'm here stroke, I am going to choose uniform. It means all the circles are uniform in size and in shape. I can do like this. If you do like this, you can see some of them there. Some of them are on the other side, they are small. Some of them are big. Or I can choose any one of these, like this one. I can choose like this one. And then once I have it like that, I can then say apply. I can apply the effect, that effect that we have already set, and it will come out like this. Another thing that I can also do with this design is, let me put this one aside, and I repeat again. 1 point, 9 points. It's still all the changes that I have put are still there. Another thing that I can also do with this design is I can check the scissors too, because I want uh, to have a different effect here and another different effect here. So I can check the scissors tool here. Once I check the scissors tool, because this circle is one object, but I can cut it so that I have two objects. So I'll cut here and I'll also cut here. So once I have cut like that, I have like two objects. It's the same circle but two objects. We've got the bottom and then we've got the top. And I can play around with this. I can maybe change the color. Maybe I want this part to be dark green. Maybe this part I want it to be light green. It's just me. I'm changing. If I want to change and maybe have 4, I can also again apply the scissors tool again. Maybe cut here and change the color of this one. Maybe have another green. It's up to me, or even any other color. It's up to me. I can play around. And then what I want to do now is I want to combine this and this, Control G, so I have 2 halves of the circle, and on this half, on this circle as it is now, I am going to combine the whole circle now and say Control G so that I have one circle. But I'm now going to go to stroke, and I want to apply this triangle that I applied before. And you can see when I clicked this profile here, you can see each and every part is taken the effect. Where we have a smaller circle, from the smallest circle to the biggest circle on the bottom one. Remember, this half circle was a part on its own, and then this one also was a part on its own, is coming from the smallest circle to the biggest, and then this part also again. So once I have my circle like this, I'm going to apply the same effect, apply, and I have this effect that you see here. If I'm not happy with this one, I can always edit and do transform effect. We go to distort and transform, and then I can play around with these figures until I'm satisfied with what I see. For example, right here, I can say maybe I want 97. Maybe I'm going to put 3 here. Preview copies. I don't want a lot of copies. Maybe 60 copies. This is what it looks like. It's not coming out as I want it to. Let me see if I do this, what happens. Still not giving. Right, because I want to be able to see this circle, so I think it's coming out now. 94, no, so I think 93, 91, yeah, I think it's okay. 87, 88, 90, yeah. So you can play around with these figures until you are satisfied to say, I think, no, I think this one is perfect, or until you feel like you have what you want. So if I want to increase, it's up to me. And voila, here I have my design here. So I have got this one, and then I have got this one, which I had to cut into 3 or 2 pieces until I have and I applied different colors until I came up with this design that you see here, this geometric design. So this is the first one, this is the second one. So the way I did this one is that I just it was just the same circle that which is the same thing that I did here, and then this one right here, it's just that I applied so many colors here. Like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, but on this one I only used like 3 colors because when I was using the scissors too, I ended up like with 3 pieces, but on this one I had 4 pieces, and each piece of the circle I use a different color. That's why this one is like this. So the second design that I have is this one here, this one right here. So this one, the way I created it is I just took my ellipse tool as it is, like this. I have my perfect ellipse tool, and then Control C. Oh, sorry, edit, undo. Now I want to remove a black. Oh, sorry, edit, undo. Right, so right, okay. So I want the uniform here. I want the basic because I want to remove those circles so that I can have a basic one now. And then 1 point. The color, I'll always change it, but for now let me work with black. Select I want this to be basic, like this. It's still giving me the circles, but I want it to be basic. I want it to be a smooth, straight line. So I'm trying to remove this. Okay, so my computer was ticking a bit, so I want to go back to basic, and I want to go back to uniform right here. So what I have is I'm trying to create this one that you see here. So the way I did this one is I created my circle, this circle here, and then this circle I clicked on gradient and I gave it 2 colors, my favorite bright colors. The reason why I normally work with these colors is I'll be doing it for you guys so that you can see. So this one here, I have this pink, and then I have a little bit of yellow here. So this is the first one here that you see. And then the second one, and then once I finish with this circle, I click the Control C and then Control F. So I have 2 circles now. So the second one, I'll move it a bit here. So and then this second circle, I'm going to just give it one solid color, like maybe let's say purple. Once I finished, I took these 2 circles, Control G, they are grouped into one circle, and then I went to Effect and I applied Transform. When you apply Transform, when you have this one here written Apply Transform, it means the same effect that you applied on this on your last one will be the one to come back. But if you don't want that one, you can always go back to Distort, Transform, and then put your figures in the dialog box. So I just want to create this one as it was, but I'm not happy with it. So I'll do edit and do transform, effect, distort and transform, and then transform. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to twist this a little bit. Maybe I work with a 97 here. The reason why I have to punch this figure is because I'm not working with a mouse. But if you are working with a mouse, it's just a matter of scrolling up and down on the angle or also on the copies. Then I'm going to put like 55 copies here. Or maybe 40. No. 60. Yeah, I think it's okay. And you see, as you are changing these figures, you see how it is now. This is a totally new design that I'm seeing here, and I think it's okay. What do you guys think? It is okay actually. So, but I was trying to make the one that I showed you in my previous page, which is this one. I think I should put 5 maybe here. 5 is too much, it's coming too big. 2. Anyway, but you guys, you get the concept. uh I'm sure you get what I'm trying to do here, that you continue playing around with these figures. If you have a mouse, it will actually be easier until you have what you want. So oh sorry, anyway, I didn't manage to I've forgotten the figures that I used um to create this last one here, but they are pretty much, I'm sure you pretty much get the concept. Effect, distort, transform. Let me try again. 92. 5. 90. Preview. I think it's much better. Or even 70 and 10. Okay, guys, so let me leave it here as it is like this. But I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to do. That is how I ended up creating this design here with two like circles with 3 different colors. The other one I colored it using the gradient tool. Then the other one I just used the one solid color, and then I have this design. And like I said, when you are satisfied with your design, you can always drag it to the swatches panel. And once you drag it to the swatches panel, you can use it to create a seamless repeat pattern. For example, if I just click it like this, if I just double click it like this, you see I will have my pattern here. And then I can always change the background. If I don't want white, let's say I want another background. I selected my rectangle too, and then I also, sorry, edit undo. I want to now, maybe I want to select the dark purple color, dark purple, and then here no fill. Then I select my rectangle now to cover this tile area. And then once I finish, I can always say arrange, send to backwards. I will have my design. So this is just, I can always change the color if I'm not happy with it. Maybe a red, maybe an orange, maybe a blue color. maybe a purple, maybe a light purple will do, because there is already a purple on my design, so sometimes it can be difficult to see the other color. I can play around until I'm satisfied and say, okay, I like this one, or even this one. I think is, as you can see. So that is how you do it. So until I'm satisfied with my pattern, I can always, right. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and then I'm going to click done. And now let's look at the other design that I was doing here. So I've shown you this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now I'm going to show you this one. This one was pretty easy. This is basically a circle. Let me put this one here. This is basically my ellipse tool that I have taken, and then I used the, once I have my circle here, oh, it's actually black. Let me make sure that it is black. So black, no fill here, and then black. Make sure it is black. So every time you are working with your geometrics and don't want to color the inside, make sure this, you click the no fill, and then you are working with this part. So black here. So once I have my black, I went to effect, and then from effect, distort and transform, and then I clicked on zigzag. So when I am on zigzag, I want to click preview, so that as I'm working, I can see the this is this changing the size of the zigzag, and then this is now increasing the number of the ridges per segment. Okay, so this is how I created it, and then here it increases the size. So basically that's how I created this one that you see here, guys. Then I clicked OK. So basically that's how I worked with this one. So I increased the size until this circle was closed, until the circle was closed. But this one I didn't. This one, the circle is not closed because I didn't. The size is not to the highest number, but that's how I created this. So I changed this ellipse into a zigzag pattern, and I had my geometric design. So I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not going to dwell much on it. You can always play around with the zigzag tool and create the designs that you want. And then the last one here, it looks like an ellipse tool, but this one I created it using the polygon tool. So what I did is I went onto my shape, and then I selected the polygon. Once I had my polygon, this is my polygon. So once I had my polygon, I said, first of all, I am going to twist it a little bit. Effect, distort and transform, transform, and then I just did a little bit, I think like 98, maybe 2 here. And then I'm going to do like 50 copies here. Then let's start with 80. What am I doing now? All right, so I'm going to leave it like this for now, and I'm going to change the color to, maybe I'm going to leave it like this. Then I'm going to change the color. Let me change it to like a green that you guys can see. So I used the transform tool, and then after the transform tool, I used the zigzag tool to also give another effect on the same design. So I was playing around with this one. Let me click preview. Yeah, exactly like this. Smooth corners, no, I prefer the corners. And then voila, I'm done. So that is how I created this one. I was working with the effect transform tool, and then effect zigzag tool, and then you also use, in terms of color, as you can see, this one, the color is a dark green to a light green because I applied the gradient tool, and then I had a dark green here. Double click here and you create a dark green. Double click here and you create maybe another lighter green. And then I also want you can also add another color. I want to show you can also add another color. Or you click this one like this, you put your mouse on this one, and then once you see this positive sign, you can drag and have another circle here, which you can always double click again, choose or select another color, maybe red, maybe blue, maybe green, or maybe a little bit of yellow. It's up to you, but I don't want a lot of yellow. So what I will do is I'll make sure that I'll increase the green this side, and also increase the green this side, and then the yellow is just a little bit at the center. And here it is, guys. So many designs that you can, so many geometric designs that you can create using the effect tool. And right now we are only just working with distort and transform. We've done the transform, we've shown the zigzag, but there are so many. You can work with all of these ones and create different designs. And then once you are happy with your design, maybe you want to combine this and this and this. This is also another thing that you can do. Maybe you want to combine all of these into one seamless repeat pattern, because I'm sure sometimes you see those Kitenge on Ankara fabric, sometimes they do have even though it's one they can have so many you can have so many geometric patterns, so you can combine this into one if you want. Click all of them and then Control G, they can become one design. And then once you put them as your into the swatch pattern, and then you can always double click into the swatch pattern so that it comes sorry